Hello. Okay, I am so stoked and also a little bit nervous because today we're doing a Douyin makeup look, and I love this Chinese makeup style so much. It's ethereal and glittery, and those are just two of my favorite things. So if you're not familiar with this makeup style, I'd say it's characterized by an emphasis on the eyes. There's a lot of glitter on the lids, maybe like a glitter cut crease. There's also a definition of the aegyosal, the little under eye fat that you have. Some people's are more prominent than others, but mine you have to kind of like squint or smize and then you see them. So we're gonna emphasize that for like a cute, youthful look. And then the blush is usually close to the eyes and near the center of the face as opposed to the sculpted blush that I usually do. And then for the lips, it's very blurred and a soft matte look. So let's get started. I'm gonna begin with the skin, and I'm going for more of a perfective matte look. Jessica Vu, who is a YouTuber that I like bow down to. She does so many of these beautiful Douyin looks, and she, in an article, mentioned that she likes the contrast of like the sparkle of the glitter on the lids with like more of the matte skin. It just has more of a, it just lets that glitter stand out even more as opposed to like a dewy skin that's also reflecting light. So I've got a couple concealers and my skin tint, and I'm gonna put them more places than I usually do. And then I'm just gonna take my lighter concealer on the inner corner for a bit more brightness. Now I'm gonna contour my nose and cheeks just slightly because a lot of the Douyin looks I see, they're not like super sculpted or anything. So I'm gonna do this underneath my skin tint so it looks even more natural. Guess who forgot primer? It's me. I don't think it's ever too late to apply primer, so just a little dabs here. Now I'm just gonna take a smaller brush because the sponge is just too enormous to be going around my nose. And I'll do a little underneath here. And then I'll just brighten in the center with concealer because I may have gone a little overboard. And I'm just gonna finish it off with a little bit of skin tint. Just so all the blush has something to stick to. Okay, our base is looking very good, very perfected for me, who doesn't really wear like a full coverage foundation. But it's a little glowy for my liking, so we're gonna get our powder out and head to town. Head to town? And go to town. I'm using a powder with a little bit of a yellow tint so that my under eyes don't look so ghastly, and I'm taking my little powder puff and I'm just gonna pick some up in here and then rub it off on my hand so that it's more evenly dispersed. Pat out any creases from the concealer. And I'm just gonna use my big floppy fluffy brush to pick up a whole bunch of powder and just lightly set the rest of my face. All right, let's just add a few fake freckles and then zoom in on the eyes. Let's take care of the brows first. Instead of doing like a little arched kind of fluffy brow, I'm gonna angle all my hairs downward because I feel like these Douyin looks, the brow is just a bit straighter and extends a bit. So I'm gonna be reaching for my little brow pen to help me out. I feel like the brows in these looks aren't usually super heavy and have like an almost airy quality to them. And I've even seen people use like a lighter color powder on top, like a setting powder, to give it an even airier quality. I'm just gonna take my little auburn brow glue and that'll be good enough. All right, next let's prime the eyes. I'm so excited for this part. Not the priming, but the eyeshadow that will come after. I'm just gonna set that a little bit. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the blush that I'm gonna use later on the outer parts of my eyes, just so everything connects at the end. All right, now I'm gonna take this beautiful palette. This is the Shell palette from ColourPop, and it's been in my makeup rotation for a bit, but I've been a bit nervous to do a Douyin look with it, which is the whole reason why I bought this palette. So here we are. First, I'm gonna take this sparkly red shade. It's a red matte, but it has like little micro glitters in it, and those are just gonna get sloughed off onto my face, and I'm not gonna mind. So I'm just gonna pat this into the center, concentrating it near the base of my lashes, and then kind of diffusing it up. And then I'm just gonna concentrate a little bit more on the outer corner because we're gonna take concealer and do a little bit of a cut crease, which I haven't done in a very long time. Okay, I've got my concealer and a little brush, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit and just carve out a crease as you do. I'm gonna take it a little bit higher because of my little folds, my little hoods here. Now, I don't know which color in here I want to fill that in with. Maybe this shimmery orange. Okay, I just quickly did the other eye's cut crease and brought you in a little bit. Let me know how close is too close. But now let's add that other color, that little orange, on the inner part of our eyes. Now I just want to add a little bit of the colors we've been using on my lower lash line, and I'm just going to do a little bit of the red and just kind of brush that on the outer corners. Okay, I think I'll just leave it there because we're going to go back in when we do the aegyosal and define everything. So next we're going to take this glitter shade right in the center. That's what it looks like. But I'm gonna use the teensiest little brush and just lightly dip it in here and drag it along the cut crease that we made. Okay, that looks so good. I'm just gonna tap a little bit on the center as well. Give it a little bit of like a scattered light effect. Using some setting spray to intensify it. All right, now we're gonna get into the under eye portion of the makeup. So I'm just gonna take this lightest shade in here just to brighten up my under eye and kind of make that aegyosal appear to protrude a bit more. So the lightness will bring it forward, and then the shadow we add underneath will have that recede, and we'll get a nice like plump looking under eye fat. I'm gonna call out the bigger dogs and use my Makeup by Mario palette. Next, I'm going to take my gel pencil liner and I'm just going to draw a line from the middle of my eye straight out, and that's going to give the appearance of just like larger eyes in general. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on here. It was starting to scare me just a little bit. I got my little under eye extended, but I also brought it in on the inner corner, just like near my lash line, so that it wasn't so jarring. And then I took a little concealer eyeshadow stick. This is from Rem Beauty, and I like to use this to clean up any eyeshadow mistakes. And I just filled it in here to kind of give that eye biggening effect. Now I'm gonna take this stick again. I know I put like some light eyeshadow there, but it's still not as brightening as I would like. So I'm just gonna use this. I've been procrastinating doing the aegyosal because it is the most intimidating part of this whole look to me, aside from lashes. We won't even get there yet, but let's just do it. I'm gonna take probably this medium dark brown in here on a kind of straight brush and just use that to fill in not exactly where this darkness is here but a little above it, because otherwise it's gonna give me like a sunken eye look. I'm gonna take this flat brush first. Okay, I think you can see the difference already, how that's just like emphasized a bit versus this one, where it's more just flat underneath. Cute. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna push my luck because I like how that looks. But in the description box, I'll link Jessica Vu's video on like 4 different ways to do your aegyosal, and I've watched it multiple times, and I just have to thank her for this. All right, I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush that I hope is clean and just kind of blend that a little bit. Make sure there's no harsh lines. And now I'm gonna take that red shade that I use and I will add it to the outer part just to add a little bit more dimension to the aegyosal so it isn't just like flat cream tan. And that also helps with the illusion that my eyes are just huge. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more of this glitter and just apply it in the center of my aegyosal. All right, we're almost done with the eyes. I'm gonna take that gel liner again, and I'm gonna do a bit of a wing. And I really like how nice and soft Douyin wings are. Like they're definitely there, and sometimes they even get like really thick, but I feel like they're normally using powder eyeshadow, but I just wanted to lay the base with this gel pencil so that it stays for a long time. Okay, I'm gonna use the dark brown shadow in here and just go on top of that gel for extra longevity. Now I'm gonna take my brow pen, and off that line that we drew underneath my eyes, I'm gonna do some little short strokes to mimic lashes so that it looks like, you know, we're just contributing to that wide eye effect even more. And it might look a little strange, but once you put mascara on top of it, it kind of just blends a little bit more. All right, now I'm just gonna finish up my inner corners, and I'm gonna use the Dior Universal Backstage Glow palette. And I really like using the white and the pink in here for my inner corner, especially with a very pinky look like this. Okay, so another trademark of these looks are the manhwa lashes, which are just basically like little spiky lashes. Like you have your shorter ones and then exaggerated spikes. And I have some of those false lashes here, but I did a little test and it didn't go that well. So instead, if you don't have those lashes, you can take a mascara, and then after you apply it, just clump together a couple pieces. But don't clump all of them unless you want a super spiky look. It's nice to have that variation. Okay. Finally, eyes are done, so let's zoom out and finish up this look. I forgot bottom mascara. For blush, I'm just gonna take a cool pink and I'm gonna concentrate it in this area. So I've got a usual regular angled brush, but then I'm also gonna use my setting brush to get close to my eye without messing up all of the painstaking work that I've done. And then I'm gonna add some on the tip of my nose and on the bridge of my nose and above my cupid's bow. I feel like I'll also see some glittery cheeks going on sometimes in Douyin looks, and since I already have glitter fall out everywhere, I'm just gonna double down on that. But I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush to apply the pink and white shades from in here on my cheekbones. And then just with my finger, putting the white one on the tip of my nose. Awesome, okay, now we're on to the very last part, the lips, and there's a Douyin kind of like lip placement when you're using a stain or a tint, and I think it is absolutely beautiful and looks super natural, so let's just do it. I'm using this Moussy Matte lip tint, and first I'm gonna apply some at the top of my Cupid's bow, going over it just a little bit, because I want it to look like ultra blurred, and then I'll do kind of like an M shape here. Two little peaks. And in the middle of my bottom lip, I'll draw a line down and then underline that like a reverse T. And then for both lips, the bottom of my top lip and the top of my bottom lip, I'm just gonna underline everything all the way into the corners. And I let that sit just for a second to kind of get it more intense where I've placed it. And now I'm just using like a smudgy brush. You can also use a dedicated lip brush if you have one, and kind of blurring it out. I try and blend it out in the shape that I laid it down in, and then I'll kind of sweep it all over the lip to make sure all the lip has some color. And I just feel like that method makes for the most like natural looking lip stain. Like it looks like my lips could just be this color. And then if you want, you can go on top with another layer and just do it all over. And ideally it'll have like some 3D contouring effects. And I've also seen people do a darker shade for this placement and then go on top in a single swipe with a lighter shade. I think I'm just gonna emphasize what I've already done. Oh my God, I think this look turned out so freaking cute. Wow, I was so intimidated about trying this out. And I think just when you break it down into the main aspects of a look and what you're trying to recreate, it makes it way easier to do. The eyes were a journey. I will give it that, but I think they came out super cute. I just feel like a doll, like a ballerina. I just love this look so much. Let me know if you've tried a Douyin look before or if you're interested in trying it. I'll drop some more resources in the description box that have helped me out on this journey, but I can't wait to keep trying this, doing different colors. Like the possibilities are just endless. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.